A recent Idaho graduate has gone viral for a statement that she made during her commencement ceremony. Brian Holmes with our Boise sister station sat down with Annabelle Jenkins to find out what drove her decision.
The graduation ceremony for the Idaho Fine Arts Academy, class of 2024, was a lot like the dozens of others taking place these last couple of weeks.
So with that, will the graduating class of 2024 please stand?
A lot of the same pomp, just smaller circumstances.
Emma.
Only 44 seniors would walk across the stage to get their diploma. But one of those 44,
Annabelle Grace Jenkins,
had something up her sleeve.
In middle school, particularly here, I spent a lot of time in the teen space back there.
Annabelle Jenkins has always been into books.
The rule was I could only check out as many books as my age.
Which is why we met her at her local library, where she says she spent more time volunteering than anyone who wasn't retired.
So this place means a lot to me, and libraries in general. I realized like these are the types of spaces that I want to spend my life protecting and curating.
It was a crusade Annabelle picked up in earnest last fall when she says she heard a teacher arguing with the school librarian.
And it was over the graphic novel Handmaid's Tale. And I was just so shocked with that because I had never seen staff behave that way in a school setting.
Annabelle says she was also shocked because the book was so important to her and her classmates.
It is a book with a lot of very heavy themes, and it has some very difficult scenes to get through. It deals with a lot of sexual themes. I believe a word that I heard tossed around about that book was pornographic, which I very strongly disagree with. My main issue with this particular situation was that the teacher that was contesting it had not read the book.
You've read this book?
I have read this book.
When did you read it?
I read The Handmaid's Tale probably 7th or 8th grade.
What about the graphic novel? Have you read that one?
I read it, I think, my sophomore year of high school. I think the graphic novel is a very tasteful way of adapting it. And that's not to say that there aren't scenes in there that may be difficult for some students or some readers. I don't think that's a reason for it to be banned.
Removed is the word the West Ada School District would use, and that is what they did with 10 books last December, including The Handmaid's Tale graphic novel. They were pulled from all school library shelves after a private meeting of administrators. In an email today, the district says their decision from last December would align with the recent library law passed by the Idaho legislature. But what Annabelle did at last week's graduation, she says she decided because of how she and her fellow students were not allowed to be part of the removal process.
How we had been treated and ignored, I just realized that I did not want to walk across that stage and get my diploma and shake the superintendent's hand. I just did not want to do that.
So instead, she did this.
When I got up there and I got the book out, I kind of showed it to the audience really quick. He crossed his arms like this, and he wouldn't take it.
Annabelle dropped the book at Superintendent Derek Bubb's feet, which she believes added more fuel to the fire.
It was a gesture, and you're going to receive the gesture. If you want to make a bigger show out of it, be my guest.
How big of a show? Well, that night, Annabelle posted her gesture on TikTok, thinking it would only be seen and shared by her friends and family.
And I wake up in the morning to my dad shaking me, and he says, "Your TikTok has 1 million views." And I went, "Well, what do you mean it has 1 million views?"
And what she means
It has blown up.
is that 12-second video has been seen and liked by many millions of people.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you don't seem like somebody who's going to be a rabble-rouser, somebody who's going to stir the pot. You seem like somebody who would not want to do that.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm not a particularly outgoing person. I don't like public speaking. I don't like standing up and reading the passage aloud in class. I don't like to be the center of attention or do things just to like get a reaction. So when I do things, I want it to be very purposeful. I want people to know that this is something deeply, deeply important to me.
That was Brian Holmes reporting. The West Ada School District removed the video of the ceremony. They claim Annabelle's gesture overshadowed the occasion, but she says her goal wasn't to be disruptive, but to bring attention to the issue. You can watch that full story on KREM.com.